Welcome back, family. LanceScurv here, the LanceScurv podcast. Let me tell you something. Just like the title says, silence, the narcissist's worst nightmare. Trust me, I've had experience with some really vicious narcissists, and I've learned so much about them. And every now and then, I'm gonna put out a little more information from my deepest thoughts to maybe help you to not only identify the narcissist, but to short circuit them, because they're really scared little children. When you decide to ignore a narcissist, when you pull back your attention and stop feeding their endless appetite for control, something remarkable happens. On the surface, it might look like nothing. Silence, absence, distance. But inside the narcissist's psyche, it sets off an earthquake. Their entire sense of self is constructed around control, around the ability to provoke reactions and shape the reality of those around them. The moment that grip loosens, the moment their influence is no longer guaranteed, they feel as though their very identity is under attack. It's hard for most people to understand just how fragile that sense of identity really is. A narcissist does not have a stable, integrated self. They survive by attaching themselves to others, extracting validation and energy. Without the constant feedback, they begin to dissolve. Ignoring them isn't just a slight, it feels like annihilation. That's why their reaction is so disproportionate. What looks to you like a simple withdrawal is experienced by them as an existential threat. This panic is not fleeting stress. It is rooted in survival. It is the same desperation a drowning person feels when pulled under. For the narcissist, control is oxygen. Deny them your attention, and they are cut off from the supply that keeps them afloat. Their response, a flurry of activity, text messages, calls, sudden check-ins. On the surface, it may appear as concern, even affection. But psychologically, these are acts of desperation. They are survival strategies. They cannot tolerate the vacuum your silence creates. So they scramble to reassert control. It is not about love. It is not about care. It is about survival. Control for a narcissist is not just influence. It is the framework of reality they have constructed. Your silence punctures that illusion. Suddenly, they are no longer dictating the terms. You are. That reversal terrifies them because it reveals a truth they spend their lives avoiding. They are not as powerful as they believe. Narcissists thrive on predictability. They need to know if they push a certain button, a certain reaction will follow. When you ignore them, you shatter that predictability. Unpredictability is intolerable. It exposes the emptiness they've been running from their entire lives. Let me ask you a question. In your life, does that sound like somebody you know? Once panic sets in, the narcissist does not sit still. They escalate. They turn to manipulation because that is their language. They love bomb, grand gestures, floods of affection, promises of change. Beneath it all is the message, without your attention, I collapse. Next comes guilt tripping. After all I've done for you, or I guess I was never good enough. It's not remorse, it's strategy. Your empathy becomes a weapon against you. Then comes rage, explosive, disproportionate, destabilizing. Your silence is threatening the very foundation of their identity. And rage is the reflexive response. Narcissistic rage is different from ordinary anger. It is not situational. It is existential. Your silence isn't a minor annoyance. It is a reminder that they are not omnipotent, that their control has limits. Rage projects their shame outward, turning vulnerability into attack. And its goal is simple: to hook you back, to make your silence unbearable. Once you recognize it clearly, you stop taking it personally. You stop interpreting it as evidence of your wrongdoing. You begin to see it as evidence of their fragility. The louder they rage, the clearer it becomes. Your silence is working. Every attempt to pull you back into orbit is a confession. They cannot survive without your attention. When rage fails, they escalate indirectly. Smear campaigns begin, attacking your reputation, your relationship, even your sense of reality. They paint themselves as the victim and you as the villain. Lies, distortion, half-truths, all designed to manipulate others and maintain control. Understand this: the smear campaign is not about you. It is about their desperate need for validation. The tactics reveal their fragility, not your weakness. Lies collapse under their own weight. Over time, authenticity always outlasts deception. When you refuse to engage, narcissists look elsewhere. New partners, new friends, new circles. Any source of attention will do. This is what psychologists call supply. To the outside world, it may seem like growth or healing, but it is desperation. They are patching a wound, not building something new. Relationships are never about love. They are about the function the other person serves. Even when they find new supply, the emptiness inside remains. Attention may soothe the surface, but it cannot fill the void. The pattern repeats. The cycle of control continues, but you are no longer a part of it. Your silence has shifted the balance of power. Over time, the narcissist who once seemed larger than life seems to shrink, not physically, but psychologically. As your silence endures, the center of gravity moves away from them and back to you. Their tactics fail. The buttons that once provided reactions no longer work. The spell is broken. Philosophically, this speaks to a universal truth. Power is relational. It exists between people, not in one person alone. The narcissist's power is parasitic. It depends on your compliance. Remove that compliance, and the illusion collapses. The liberation comes in recognizing that the power you once thought they had was borrowed from your attention, your energy, your willingness to participate. Silence is not passive. It is an active resistance. It transforms the dynamic and forces the narcissist to confront their dependency. For them, the slow realization of this shift is torment. For you, it is freedom. The narcissist may never admit it, but they feel the loss of influence, certainty, and the unquestioned center of your world. And nothing terrifies them more than that, because it exposes the truth they've been running from their entire lives. Without control, they are empty. For you, however, this realization is power. It is the ultimate confirmation that you are no longer trapped in their game, no longer feeding their dependency, and no longer defined by their manipulations. Let me hear from you. Many people know a narcissist and have felt their sting. And if you're going through something now with them, hopefully these words that I shared will help to bring you to some understanding on how to banish them from their scared little lives. Much love to you all. LanceScurv out. Leave a comment. On to the next one. Peace.